Hello and welcome to WCBN FM Ann Arbor's live broadcast of Michigan Volleyball. I'm Morris Fabry alongside Dalton Pataki, and we are coming to you live from Cliff Keen Arena with the University of Michigan Wolverines against the Indiana Hoosiers. Michigan comes into this game at 10-2, coming off of a loss at home to Purdue yesterday, 20th ranked Purdue in 3 sets. Indiana coming into this game at 10-3. They lost in East Lansing against the Michigan State Spartans in 3 sets last night as well. Dalton, what do you expect to see out of these two teams tonight?
I expect to see a very closely contested matchup because Indiana has some very good players on their side of the court, while Michigan has some great players of their own, especially the freshmen for Michigan. This incoming freshman class was ranked 15th in the nation in recruiting by volleyballprep.com. So a lot to look forward to for Coach Rosen and the Michigan Wolverines. And this senior-laden team of the Indiana Hoosiers returning 5 out of 6 starters. And players to watch, Amelia Anderson and Megan Tallman. Anderson led the Big Ten in total kills and was 5th in kills per set, while Megan Tallman was 7th in aces and 9th in assists in the Big Ten. So expect a lot of people to mix in. Abby Cole for Michigan, always a vital player on this team. Look for a lot of mixed age for the Wolverines and a lot of senior leadership for the Hoosiers.
Looks like a pretty much packed house here at Cliff Keen. A couple empty rows in the bleachers, but all around us it appears as though this arena is loud and ready to go. The student section behind the benches and scorers table is filled with students, some athletes, but mostly just people coming on to cheer on their Wolverines. Do you think the crowd's going to be a factor in this one, Dalton?
Yeah, the way Cliff Keen's arena is set up, it's a real bang box in here, so it should get real loud real quick, and that will definitely play to the advantage of the home Wolverines.
Well, it looks like we're going to have the starting lineup introduction right now. Group of Wolverine children are lining the court right now as the players come on to high-five all the kids. Looks like the starters for the Wolverines right now are going to be Tiffany Morales, Carly Warner, Caroline Knapp, Adasia Lambert, Crystalline Good, and Abby Cole. Joining them will be number 1, Claire Keeper-Wright. It is a lineup with mixed experience, as you said, 4 sophomores in that bunch. They're led by the seniors Morales and Warner. It'll be number 7, Tiffany Morales, playing the role of libero for the Wolverines. The sides are taking their sides on the court. Michigan will be playing from left to right across your dial. The Hoosiers obviously playing from right to left. On the court right now for Indiana, number 14, Elizabeth Asdell. Number 11, Allison Hammond. It looks like their libero will be number 1, Courtney Harnish. Along with her is number 6, Taylor Lebo. Number 20, Awele Nawaze. Number 9, as you said, Megan Tallman. And number 5, Jasmine McDonald. Players are about ready to get underway here. Looks as though the Wolverines will open by serving. Number 8, Carly Warner, lined up behind in the service area. Doesn't have the ball yet, but certainly will be ready to go soon. Looks like the libero, Tiffany Morales, will check in for number 12, Crystalline Good.
Libero for the Hoosiers is playing back center. It's like the Hoosiers will be running a 3-3 set, very typical for volleyball.
Warner steps up, serves. It's a low one, dug by the Hoosiers, set up and spotted down. Warner attempted to dig it along the right side, but could not do so. It's a point for the Hoosiers to start this one. It was Jasmine McDonald with the kill.
And she runs off the court right now, and we got a sub coming on.
It'll be Harnish serving for the Hoosiers. It's a soft serve, dug by Morales, set up and spiked, blocked down. And I believe that was blocked down out of bounds. It was Adasia Lambert with the spike, and Michigan takes a point, and we're even at 1 here at Cliff Keen.
Elizabeth Asdell on the attempted block for the Hoosiers there.
Now serving number 10, Jenna Lurg. Dug, set, A spike out of bounds along the left side. Looked like that was number 11, Allison Hammond, going up there for the spike for the Hoosiers, but could not get it in bounds beyond the blockers up front in Abby Cole. Another serve by Lurg. Doug set over the right side. Spike dug out by number 10 for the Wolverines. Now set, tipped over, blocked, and it drops. Miscommunication on the side of the Hoosiers. Harnish was late breaking to that ball, and it dropped right in the middle of their side. A point for the Wolverines. They're up 3-1.
Just a miscommunication there between Harnish and Hammond, and that gives Michigan a 3-1 lead.
Lurg serves. It's a long one. Played up by Harnish. Set up. Spike blocked down by number 17, Abby Cole, who gives a fist bump. Indiana unable to dig that one. The Wolverines up 4-1 early.
6'5" Abby Cole is going to be a tough person to get that ball past.
Lurg back serving from the left side. Doug set up and spike to dig by Carly Warner for the Wolverines. Set up. The hit by Knopp is dug out by the libero for the Hoosiers. The set, the dig, and the Wolverines not able to stop this one from falling down out of bounds. Warner with a valiant effort diving to her right, reaching out with one hand, but only managed to tip it toward the back line. A point for the Hoosiers, and they will now serve.
That ball got deflected at the line by Abby Cole, and it was just a tough play for Warner to make.
It'll be number 3, Kendall Merritt with the serve, a low, soft serve. The dig, the spike for the Wolverines, dug by the server Merritt. Set back up, and that spike cross court out of bounds. It was Allison Hammond trying to go far side on the Wolverines. Could not find along that far sideline, and the Wolverines now with a 5-2 lead. Abby Cole, 6'5" Abby Cole serving for the Wolverines. Dug out by the libero for the Hoosiers. The set, the spike, blocked back down. I think that was number 12, Crystalline Good at the net for the Wolverines, denying those efforts by the Hoosiers. And now a timeout. Michigan going into the first break with a 6-2 lead.
Michigan's really looking good up front, getting a lot of blocks, just containing everything, and they're really keeping the Hoosiers off balance, not allowing them to get many hard shots onto the Michigan side, while Michigan keeps peppering them. A few miscommunication errors early on the Hoosiers, but Michigan capitalizing. They find themselves up 6-2 early.
Yeah, it seems like Michigan really has won the battle at the net thus far, and when they've gone for the kill, they have converted more often than not, whereas the Hoosiers seem to have a couple of unforced misses, kill errors that have resulted in Michigan points. Right now, that's the difference in the game, as Michigan is up 6-2 here in this first set. Indiana back out on the court, about 22 seconds remaining in this Michigan timeout. Crowd still starting to file in here at Cliff King, but most of them are seated and enjoying the match as of right now.
A lot of them look like they came from the football game that went on earlier today. The Michigan Wolverines picked up a big victory in a 31-0 rout of the 22nd ranked BYU Cougars.
Yeah, that was really something. We're going to have a lot to talk about on Monday's Daily Sports Report, but back to the action at hand. It looks like Cole will be ready to serve. Mallory Wagoner checking onto the court for the Hoosiers. Cole tending toward the right side of the service area, steps up, knocks it over the net, and not quite over that, into the net. It is a service fault for Abby Cole. The Hoosiers take the point, and Cole will check out. Checking in for the Wolverines is the libero, Tiffany Morales. It'll be Wagoner stepping back to serve for the Hoosiers. Puts it down. It is dug by Morales. The set, the spike blocked, and down. Unable to dig that was Jenna Lurie. That ball got up into her body a bit. She wasn't able to set it directly up into the air, and the Hoosiers take the point.
Those balls are tough when they get deflected right by the blockers.
The serve, the dig by Morales. It's a clean one. The set, the spike on the near side, in along the right sideline, just before that back line. Good location there by Catherine Mulkey at the net for the Wolverines.
What location by Mulkey on the kill there? Just grabbing enough of that back line for the judge to call it in.
It'll be Maddie Abbott serving for the Wolverines now. Along that back line. Gets a three-step run out, jumps, serves, drops down, dug. The set, the spike blocked, but out of bounds. I think that was number 18, Carly Scott at the net for the Wolverines, unable to direct that one inbounds. Indiana takes the point.
Carly Scott, one of the heralded freshmen coming out of that 15th ranked class, just couldn't get the job done there, but GA still has a few years to learn.
Owele Nwaze serving for the Hoosiers from the left side. The dig by the Wolverines. The set, the spike, and a powerful strike there by Crystalline Good for the kill. Indiana, no chance of digging that one out of the middle. Pure power. 8-5 is your score right now here at Cliff Keen. It'll be Caroline Knopp serving from the left side for the Wolverines. Takes the run up, serves. It's a steady one. The set, the spike, dig by the Wolverines, and it's spiked right back down. And they're going to call, I believe, a net violation of some sort on number 9, Megan Tallman. Michigan will take that point.
It looked like when Tallman jumped up there, when she brought her hands down, it looked like she hit the top of the net.
I do believe that is what happened. Good observation, Dalton. Not the second serve. Hits the net. Diving dig by the Hoosiers. They're just going to be able to tap this one over, and it lands beyond the back line, just out of bounds. Michigan concentrated at the net. Might not have gotten to that if it was had a little more touch on it, but as it stands, they take the point.
Good job by the Hoosiers, though, to save a ball that ricocheted off that top net, not really knowing where it was going to go.
It'll be Knopp on the serve again. Steps up, puts it down right in the middle. Dig by the Hoosiers. The set, the spike tipped at the net. Dug out by Knopp. Set up by Abbott and spiked down by Lambert. Saved by the Hoosiers. Now they just try to tap it over, and it's down for a point in the middle of the court, really close to that back line. Really nice shot there. The Hoosiers looked as though they were under some distress.
Morales and Knopp were playing the edges, and it landed right in the soft spot of that zone coverage.
Kendall Merritt now serving for the Hoosiers. It's a soft serve. Doug set up by Abbott. The spike is down for a point for the Wolverines. Carly Scott going cross court toward that back left corner. Found the hole in the Hoosiers formation. Michigan with an 11-6 lead here in the first set.
Good kill by Scott there to widen the Michigan's lead to 5.
It'll be Morales on the serve. It's a soft one close to the net. Dug out the set, the quick spike. Dug by Knopp, set up by Abbott. The tip saved by the Hoosiers. Now softly tapped over the net, the dig, and it falls back onto the back legs of Maddie Abbott. Frantic work there by the Wolverines to try to save that one, but gentle placement at the net by the Hoosiers. They take that point.
Great play by Abbott there, but it looked like number 11, Lambert, was not ready for that dig, and it just got up inside her arms.
Serving for the Hoosiers off of a high toss, and it will land out of bounds. That was number 6, Taylor Lebo, with a thunderous serve. A lot of topspin on that one, but it could not dip down inbounds. The service fault results in a point for the Wolverines. She threw that ball almost to the roof of this arena.
Yeah, that one might have brought rain, Morris.
Carly Warner back to serve for the Wolverines. Steps up. It's a low one. Dug by the Hoosiers. Set up the spike near the middle of the net. Blocked back down. It was Abby Cole at the net again, winning the point for the Wolverines. They lead this set 13-7.
Abby Cole with her second block of the day. Really just tough to get it by the 6'5" Michigan Wolverine.
Warner again with the serve. Goes deep in the formation. It's Doug, set, spiked right at Caroline Knopp. Could not control that one, and she deflects it out of bounds. Indiana takes that point. They now trail 8-13.
Yeah, hard kill there by the Hoosiers, and Knopp just couldn't handle it.
Harnish serving for the Hoosiers. That one toward the left side. Doug, the set, the spike by Cole. The attempted block by Nwaze was unsuccessful. Cole just too imposing at the net. Wins the point for the Wolverines. They're up 14-8.
Nwaze blocked in. Once again, Asdell just wasn't expecting the ball, and it got up in her, and just she couldn't do anything with it.
Serving for the Wolverines now, number 10, Jenna Lurg. Steps up. Hard serve. 2 Hoosiers tried to dig it. They do it successfully. The spike blocked down by the Wolverines. Dug out. And now Knopp with the attempt at the attack. Dug by the Hoosiers. And now a hard hit. Ball is up in the air near the net. Spiked down, and the Wolverines cannot control it. The net moving after that point, but the refs ruling that it was because of the ball hitting the net. Indiana wins that one. A long back and forth rally falls in favor of the Hoosiers. They still trail in the set by 5 points. It'll be Merritt serving. It's a low serve. Dug along the right side for the Wolverines. Set up the spike by Knopp. Blocked down. Dug by number 3, Merritt. And then the set, the spike the ref blew his whistle at the net, and I believe there was some sort of violation by the Wolverines prior to the kill, which would have been successful for the Hoosiers anyway.
They may have stepped on the line underneath the net going for the block, Morris.
Our eye in the sky capturing all of this. Merritt, the serve, the dig, the spike, the block, and that one came down inbounds on the line. The Wolverines aghast at that call. It looked like that one might have landed out of bounds for the Hoosiers, but they now trail only by 3 points. Merritt continuing to serve for the Hoosiers. From the back left side toward the back area of the court. And it is set up and spiked down by Abby Cole. Fundamentally sound point there for the Wolverines as they regain the serve and regain a 4-point lead.
Abby Cole, they needed to do that to stop the bleeding for the Wolverines as the Hoosiers were going on a little bit of a run there.
Cole now will serve from the right side for the Wolverines. Steps up, puts it in a soft spot. Dug by the Hoosiers. Set up the spike. Blocked by the Wolverines and deflected out of bounds by the Hoosiers. It was Nawaze trying to overpower the middle blockers for the Wolverines, but I believe that was number 12, Crystal Good, with the block. It'll be Abby Cole on the service again for the Wolverines. Puts over the net. The dig, close to the net. The set, the spike, dug by the Wolverines. Going the other way is Knop. What a kill toward the back left side. Taylor Leba went sprawling for it for the Hoosiers, could not get it. 17-11 now, the Wolverines lead, and that will take us into another timeout.
Knop with a great kill on that last one. She just beat the defender on the secondary line there and snuck it in on the line behind the back left defender.
And that one was set up by Carly Warner for the Wolverines with a diving dig on their side after Indiana returned the initial service. Without that, Knop would not have been set up for that spike opportunity. Michigan leading this set 17-11. They need 8 more to take the first set. They need to stop Indiana from regaining this or recouping this 6-point deficit. What do you think's allowing the Wolverines to succeed so far in this one, Dalton?
I really think it's their ability to block the ball up front, not allowing the ball to get back to their secondary defenders, and really just putting pressure on the Hoosiers. Like I said, once again, right up front, you got Crystal Good and Abby Cole doing a lot of the work out there, proving that as upperclassmen, they can really get the job done.
Yeah, and when Cole is on the back line serving, you got players like Catherine Malky also up front to pick up the slack at the net and prevent Indiana from getting any easy looks at points.
Karen Knope, the sophomore, is looking very good, playing past her years here today. A couple good digs, a kill as we just saw. It'll be
Cole on the service for the Wolverines. Puts it low on the right side. It's dug, set, spiked, long, and that one just on the line, inbounds. The point to the Hoosiers, a fabulous kill.
That ball may have been tipped at the net.
It really is hard to tell.
Very fast-paced game here in Cliff Keen Arena.
On the service for the Hoosiers, number 12, Samantha Fogg. Serving from about the middle of that back area. It is dug, set by Warner, and spiked right down into an open area by Crystal Good. Michigan wins the point, prevents Indiana from taking any momentum. Still up 6 points late in this first set.
Crystal Good just showing off that senior experience early on. Her and Abby Cole going back and forth for the biggest impact players for the Wolverines in this first set.
Maddie Abbott serving now for the Wolverines from the right side. Runs up, sends it down, easy dig for the Hoosiers. The set, the spike, out of bounds, long. That was Owele Nawaze at the net, trying to send it down into the open area at the back line of the Wolverines, but could not find the range. 19-12 Wolverines as Abbott smacks the ball down onto the floor, ready to serve again. So run up, it's a low one. Dug by Harnish, the set, the spike, again long, out of bounds, a point to the Wolverines. They lead this set by 8 points. They are in command right now.
And these long sendbacks by the Hoosiers may be a product of Michigan being able to block the ball so well at the net that they have to put a little extra on it so that way it doesn't come back at them.
Maddie Abbott with the run up, the serve, dug by Harnish toward the right side, set back up, a tip, and it'll fall for the kill for the Indiana Hoosiers. That was Nawaze up front with the touch.
Nawaze finally found a way to get it by the Michigan front line without risking it going out the back of the court.
It'll be Nawaze serving for the Hoosiers, taking a long run up from the left side. Serves, dug by the Wolverines, bumped back into the area. The kill attempt unsuccessful, blocked at the net. Net fight, tipped back over by the Wolverines. Indiana now with a chance to spike, and they do a fabulous kill from the left side of the court all the way across to the right side by number 8, Amelia Anderson. The Hoosiers take that point. They are down now only by 6.
Great volley there between the two teams. Real exciting stuff going on here in a 20-14 first set.
Nawaze takes a couple slow steps up, sends it down, bump set, and the spike by the Wolverines, the kill there for Crystalline Good. She has been an imposing force at the net. She wins that point for the Wolverines.
And once again, Crystalline Good really not letting the Indiana Hoosiers pick up any steam as they widen their lead back to 7.
Knope will serve now for the Wolverines from the left side, serves with the right hand. It's a soft one dug by the Hoosiers, set, bumped back up by Harnish. The spike, and the Wolverines block it down into their own area. That was a nice play by, I believe, Jasmine McDonald on that one. She was not right up at the net, but still managed to get it over with enough force. The Wolverines could not block it back.
No, Carly Scott, it got down inside her palms, it looked like, and just ricocheted straight down.
Hoosier serve into the net by number 9, Megan Tallman. That's a point they can't really afford to be giving back to the Wolverines, as they're only 3 points away from winning the first set.
If the Hoosiers want a chance at this, they have to go on an 8-0 run soon.
Tiffany Morales to serve for the Wolverines along the right side. Dug out by the Hoosiers. The set, the spike blocked back down, set back up on the Hoosier side. Set up the tip, saved by the Wolverines, set back up by Morales. Lambert with the spike, tipped at the net, and it falls for a Wolverines point.
Looked like that was tipped at the net by Elizabeth Asdell for the Hoosiers, but the Michigan Wolverines just were able to get the point there as Indiana could not rally to that loose ball.
Morales serving from the right side for the Wolverines. Serve goes low. The dig sloppy for the Hoosiers. They'll have to hit this one from back in their formation. It's blocked right back down off of Asdell for a point. That was Abby Cole with the influence at the net. The Wolverines take that point. They are 1 away from taking the set.
And after the block, gives a little Mutombo finger wag, telling the Hoosiers it's not happening.
Morales the serve. The dig by the Hoosiers. The set by Asdell. The spike right down into the middle of the Wolverines formation. Jasmine McDonald overpowering at the net for the Hoosiers. They trail in this set 16-24.
Jasmine McDonald, very valiant effort out there thus far for the Indiana Hoosiers, despite her team being down 9 and only able to give up 1 more point before the loss in the first set.
Lebo the serve. Dips out of bounds long. The Wolverines win the point. The Wolverines win the set. That is the second time that Lebo has served out of bounds. She throws it so high into the air, it's got to be hard to control. She's got overpowering movement and action on that serve, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't land inbounds. The Wolverines take the first set.
Once again, just can't emphasize enough how dominant this Michigan front line has been. Between Abby Cole and Crystalline Good, they just, whenever Michigan needed their upperclassmen to step up, Abby Cole and Crystalline Good showed off their veteran leadership, stopped the run, got momentum back towards the Wolverines, and staved off the Hoosiers to take this first set.
We have about 2 minutes between sets. The crowd got amped up for that final point. Everybody came to their feet. It's definitely a supportive atmosphere here at Cliff Keen. The student section nearly full behind the scorers table and the benches. The teams will switch sides. Michigan will be going from right to left across your dial now. The Hoosiers going from left to right. And not only will the players be switching sides, but we will be switching positions. Never mind. I will keep going as play-by-play. We were contemplating whether or not we would change up roles, but I think we're both comfortable with the way things are going so far. This is actually the first time either of us have seen a Wolverines volleyball game here at Cliff Keen or called a volleyball game in general. So, we're trying to do as best as we can to bring you the action. But if you have any feedback at all, don't be afraid to interact with us at WCBN Sports on Twitter. We are constantly monitoring during the game, seeing your responses, anything we can improve on, anything we mess up during the broadcast. So, please feel free to send any feedback you would like.
Feedback like my partner Morris said, we always look forward to it, whether good or bad. We're just trying to improve ourselves as broadcasters, and we want to improve the listening experience for all the Michigan faithful out there.
And if you like what you hear on this broadcast, make sure that you check out the Daily Sports Report on 88.3 on your radio dial, Monday through Thursday from 6 to 6:30 in Ann Arbor. You can also tune into that on WCBN.org. There you can hear Michigan students sound off on Michigan sports and other sports throughout the sports universe, I guess. Giving the student voice of the University of Michigan.
My favorite part about the Daily Sports Report, Morris, is the people that come on there. While we try to be as journalistic as we can, we're just going out there giving everyday opinions, and especially being a Lions fan after a loss, I just want to hear what the common person's thinking, and that's what you're going to get with the DSR.
And if you want to hear, a little more outside the box take on sports, you can always check out Dalton's own Riding the Pine podcast. You can find links to that on our Twitter page.
We'll have more about Riding the Pine podcast in between the next set. Talk about that a little bit.
But it looks like we're about ready to get back underway here at Cliff Keen. On the court for the Wolverines, number 2, Caroline Knopp, number 8, Carly Warner, number 13, Catherine Malky, number 12, Crystal Good, number 11, Adasia Lambert, number 17, Abby Cole, and the libero, again, number 7, Tiffany Morales. Indiana will serve to start this set. Looks like it will be number 12 for the Hoosiers, Samantha Fogg, setting up along that left side in the service area. Also on the court, number 5, Jasmine McDonald, number 3, Kendall Merritt, number 20, Owele Nawaze. Number 10, it appears from up here, Michaela Lundeen. And I can't see the back of the jersey of the last member of the Hoosiers. But number 1, the libero, Courtney Harnish, still out there for the Hoosiers.
I expect the Indiana Hoosiers to make a few adjustments coming into this next set once they get up to the net. Maybe using some more tips instead of trying to go for that kill, just to get it over onto the Wolverine side and hope they make a mistake, because I counted 5 blocks in that last set, 3 of which by Abby Cole, 2 of which by Crystal Good. So I expect the Hoosiers to get a little more conservative up in front of the net.
Yeah, we'll see if they make that adjustment or if they keep trying to overpower these Wolverines. It's an approach that won't work, but, as a Wolverines fan, you got to kind of hope that they keep sticking with what doesn't work. Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And, hopefully the Wolverines' opponents have a little crazy in them.
Did you come up with that, Morris?
I believe that's a pretty commonly known expression. It'll be Fogg serving from our left, about the middle of the service area. Couple step run up, serves it right into the net. Wolverines take the first point, and that is perhaps not how the Hoosiers were looking to begin that set.
No, that can't be the way that the Hoosiers wanted to come out after a lot of miscues led to their demise in the first set.
Abby Cole will be serving for the Wolverines from the right side. Hops up, it's a soft one, dug by the Hoosiers. A long dig, tipped back by Good at the net. The Hoosiers set it back. The spike blocked, but out of bounds. It was number 8, Amelia Anderson at the net for the Hoosiers. It was Malky who blocked it for the Wolverines out of bounds. The Hoosiers take the point.
Hoosiers get lucky there on the block with it going out of bounds. That would be demoralizing to have another block for a point for the Wolverines.
Nawaze the serve. The dig by the Wolverines. Warner sets it back to Good, who spikes it off of an Indiana hand and out of bounds. The Wolverines take the point. Warner with the set behind her head all the way across the court to Good. Had to disorient the Hoosiers a bit, and Good overpowering at the net.
Yes, Good has been very overpowering both offensively and defensively today for the Wolverines. Expect to see her on the floor a lot.
Maddie Abbott serving now for the Maize and Blue. Puts it down. It is dug by the Hoosiers. The set soft. The spike at the net by Jasmine McDonald is tipped, but not able to dig it on the Wolverines. It'll be McDonald winning that point for the Hoosiers.
Tiffany Morales just missed out on the dig there.
That one landed about in the center of the court. Looks like it'll be number 10, Michaela Lundeen, serving for the Hoosiers. Not a lot of spin, but a poor dig by number 10 for the Wolverines, Jenna Lurg. Results in an ace for the Hoosiers.
And this is what the Wolverines can't have, some sloppy play and a few miscues. And next thing you know, this series would be tied at 1 game apiece.
The serve, the dig, Morales the set. The spike at the net, tipped at the net, and it falls for a Michigan point. That was Caroline Knopp at the net, set up by Morales. Michigan ties the set at 3 points apiece.
Carolyn Knopp playing very well today, giving Abby Cole and Crystalline Good a run for their money for impact player.
It'll be Knopp serving from the left side for the Wolverines, running up and smacking it with the right hand. Dug by Harnish. The set, the spike well high and out of bounds by Jasmine McDonald. Errant in her technique there. Michigan takes the lead in the set 4-3. Abbott again will serve, getting to work quickly, bounces the ball a couple times with both hands, runs up, smacks it. Dug, the set, the tip on the other side for the Hoosiers. Easy dig for the Wolverines, a ball close at the net, and I think that ball, a violation by the Hoosiers. It was Amelia Anderson reaching over the net and interfering with the Michigan Wolverines. They take the point, they lead 5-3.
Sloppy play thus far by the Hoosiers.
It'll be Knope serving for the Wolverines. Runs, serves, dug by Harnish. The set, the spike, diving dig by Morales. The set, the tip over the net, a diving dig for the Hoosiers. The set, Anderson, the tip, Morales digs it back into play. The set, now the spike across court, dug out by Harnish. The set, Anderson, the tip, and it will fall for a Hoosier point. Great touch there at the net. She tried to tip a couple times and finally found the gap in the Wolverines defense. Good rally in Indiana's favor. They trail only by 1 point in this set.
And that's Indiana once again trying to tip and find the soft spots in this Michigan defense instead of just trying to overpower them at the net.
It'll be Lebo serving for the Hoosiers. She'll toss it up about a mile high. Runs up, smashes it. Dig by Morales. The set, the spike, dig by the server, Lebo. The bump, the set, the spike, the block, the dig now again by Tiffany Morales. The Hoosiers with a chance now. The spike blocked at the net. Dug up. Morales sets it up. On for the spike. It is blocked back down and out of bounds. And that was number 18, Carly Scott, overpowering the Hoosiers, forcing the error and winning the point for the Wolverines.
That's 2 serves in a row there. We've seen some very good volleys out of these Big Ten foes.
Morales now to serve for the Wolverines from the far right side. Serves it at a diagonal angle. It is set up and spiked right down by Jasmine McDonald. Good teamwork there by the Hoosiers.
Good kill by McDonald. Just found a gap in that front line of the Michigan Wolverines and sent a rocket shot straight to the floor on the Wolverine side.
Picture perfect set too by Michaela Lundeen. It'll be Harnish serving for the Hoosiers. The dig, the spike, dug out again by Harnish. Now a block at the net off the fingertips of Elizabeth Asdell, but it will fall out of bounds for a Wolverine point. That net presence proving too much for the Hoosiers. Michigan leads this set 7-5.
It looks like Carly Scott was right in the middle of that wall for the Michigan Wolverines.
It'll be number 8, Carly Warner, serving now for Michigan from the right side. Puts it over the net. Dug out by Lebo. The set. The spike by Asdell. The good dig for the Wolverines. And now the spike by Malky. Dug out by number 10, Lundeen. The shot over is dug out by Warner. Both sides trading blows. Now the set. The spike tipped at the net. And it will fall for a Michigan point. That was number 11, Adasia Lambert, winning that one for the Wolverines.
And Adasia Lambert doing her best Crystalline Good impersonation there with a hard kill right to the center.
It'll be Warner serving again. It's a low one, dug out by Lebo. The set, the spike blocked down by the Wolverines. The dig by Harnish. The tip dug out by Malky. Set back into play. The tip at the net for the Wolverines, dug out by the Hoosiers. The set. The overpowering smash dug out. Warner sets it up for Lambert. Lambert's shot is blocked at the net, back down. I think that was Asdell with the point for the Hoosiers. They take that one. They now trail 6-8 here in this second set. They trail no sets to 1 in the match.
Asdell doing a very good job just reading that ball, moving across the net and blocking it down into the Michigan side to give the Hoosiers only a 2-point deficit.
Kendall Merritt serving from the right side, serves it deep into the Wolverines formation. The set, the spike, the block out of bounds by Nawaze. That was Abby Cole at the net, a familiar name who's been doing a lot of good for the Wolverines in this one. They take the point. They lead 9-6.
And I've noticed whenever Crystalline Good comes off, Abby Cole comes on. Can't afford to have both of these players on the bench at one time.
The serve by Jenna Lurg. A poor return. The Wolverines spike it right down. They try to dig it, but They somehow get it over. The Wolverines, Warner sets, Cole spikes right into the middle of the Hoosiers formation. An easy kill for Abby Cole. The Wolverines up 10-6 in this set.
And that looked like a great set by Carly Warner there to give Abby Cole that kill.
Lerg serving again for the Wolverines from that left side. It's a low serve. Doug, the set. The spike hit the net and threw off Malky. Was trying to return it from the right side. Could not get that one over the net. It'll be a kill for number 20, Awele Nawaze, for the Hoosiers. And they now trail in this set 7-10. It'll be Fogg serving now for the Hoosiers. Samantha Fogg from about the center of the service area. Serve set up by Knopp. And then back to her. She tipped it over. A fight at the net now. And a miscommunication on the side of the Hoosiers. It was Kendall Merritt setting it high up in the air, just waiting for a teammate to come on and set up a kill shot. But no Hoosiers broke to the ball. It drops for a Michigan point.
It looked like a miscommunication between Noisy and London there. And the Hoosiers just can't afford that type of mistake.
Cole to serve. The dig by Harnish. The kill. Not quite dug out by the Wolverines. And now at the other end, a beautiful kill at the net along the left side. Number 2, Caroline Knopp. That one set up by the dig by number 10, Jenna Lerg. The Wolverines take the point. They lead this set 12-7, and we will head into a timeout.
And credit Indiana. They've made a lot of adjustments. They're not trying to overpower as much as the net, as I alluded to earlier in the set. They're going for more tips, and while they find themselves only down by 5, they still have plenty of time to make up that deficit.
Yeah, I think as these sides have both settled into the match, we've seen longer rallies. They're starting to read each other a little bit better, adjust defensively, but the Wolverines have thus far executed pretty well. They had the one silly mistake earlier on. I think it was Lerg who missed an easy dig. But other than that, they've not made the kind of mental mistakes that Indiana has, and as a result, they've been able to continue the advantage that they had in that first set.
And that's been, like you said, the real difference maker here, just the Wolverines just being much more sharp than the Hoosiers.
About 10 seconds left in this timeout as I believe Fetty Wap plays over the sound system.
Always a fan favorite.
Yeah, the crowd not too into the dancing, but there are some younger children in the audience who are getting down. Always a sight to see. Who's dancing, who's not.
It's great to see a great mixture of people, too. You have old and young at this Cliff Keen Arena volleyball match. Good atmosphere here on the corner of Hoover and State.
Abby Cole to serve, and it is not dug by the Hoosiers. There's an ace. That one fell in between Courtney Harnish and Kendall Merritt at the back for the Hoosiers. Both of them kind of bumped it at each other.
Abby Cole doing a little bit of everything, picking up the first ace of the game for either team.
Cole steps up the serve. Dug easily by Harnish. The set, the spike right into the middle of the Michigan formation by Amelia Anderson. A sound kill there. Wolverines could not block that at the net. Indiana now trails in this set 8-13.
And Amelia Anderson really just showcasing why she led the Big Ten in kills last year.
It'll be Nawaze serving for the Hoosiers. Dug on the ground by Morales. The set and a kill for the Wolverines. That was Knopp again at the net. She has made her presence felt in this game along with Cole. And the Wolverines still a 6-point lead in this set. Looking good so far.
Crystal and Good back on the floor for the Wolverines, along out there with Abby Cole and Knopp.
Maddie Abbott will serve from the right side for the Wolverines. Dug by Kendall Merritt. Set up. The spike by Anderson and a violation at the net. I believe. No violation at the net. It just bounced out of bounds off of the net. The Wolverines take the point. Wolverines lead this set 15-8. Abbott again will serve for the Wolverines. Abbott, a slow run up. Serve. Dug up by Merritt. The set, the spike by Anderson. Dug out of the wood by Morales. Tipped over by the Wolverines. Now another tip. And it will be number 18 for the Wolverines. Scott sending it over. The Hoosiers get it back. It's tipped. The dig by Morales almost got over the net, but it's tipped right back down by Amelia Anderson. Well played by the Hoosiers. They had Michigan off balance during that point and never really let off the gas.
Great job by the Hoosiers. Like you said, never let off the gas, kept attacking, kept getting the ball back over quickly, not doing a typical bump set spike.
Serving for the Hoosiers, number 10, Lundeen. It is set up. Miscommunication on the side of the Wolverines. Their spike is set down at the net. They get it back. Another block at the net. Bump, set. The tip by the Wolverines. A diving dig by Lundeen. Set back and blocked at the net, out of bounds as Dell went for the spike. It was, I believe, Crystal and Good trying to block it out of bounds. Indiana wins that point. Good effort on both sides, leaving it all on the floor. 15-10 Michigan lead here in the second set of the game. The serve, Doug, the set, Good skying for that spike. It was blocked at the net, set up, blocked down by the Wolverines, and that one into the scorer's table, an errant block. Indiana wins that point, and man, they lost the point, but Crystal and Good can get way up for these balls.
Credit the Hoosiers there on that last point for keeping their calm and just getting the ball back over.
The serve, the bump, the set, the hit is blocked right down at the net. Bit of a miscommunication for the Wolverines. Scott at the net looked rather off balance as she tried to hit it over. An easy block for Asdell at the net. The Wolverines lead has dwindled to 3 in this set. They lead 15-12, and they will head into a timeout.
Exactly like you said, though. Scott looked like she was off balance going up. Wasn't quite sure if she should go get it or not. She didn't get very high up, and that led an upward arching shot across the net, which allowed for a straight send back by the Hoosiers front line.
Yeah, perhaps in this timeout, the Wolverines will get some of the more primary contributors back out onto the court, the likes of Abby Cole and Adasia Lambert, who has had a great couple of games for the Wolverines. Indiana taking their spot back on the court. Number 10, Michaela Lundeen, has been serving for this recent run of success for the Hoosiers. I believe it's gone from 15-8 all the way to 15-12.
4 straight, and really expect Crystal Good to really make a play out there and halt this Hoosiers run.
We've seen pretty much everybody on the Wolverines roster on this court today, with the exceptions of Gabby Bullitt, Corey Crocker, and I don't think we've seen much of Kelly Murphy either. It's been a diverse alignment for the Wolverines. We also haven't seen much of Claire Kiefer Wright. Everybody else, it appears, has seen plenty of time. Serving will be Michaela Lundeen near the center of the service area. Sends it over. Doug back behind the area of play. Set and knocked over by Knopp. The bump, the set, the spike, tipped at the net, falls for an Indiana point. And that was Jasmine McDonald at the net for the Hoosiers. They now trail in this set by only 2 points.
And the timeout didn't seem to help the Michigan Wolverines there as the Hoosiers came out and shortened this lead once again.
Serving for the Hoosiers, Michaela Lundeen. Couple step run up. Dug by Morales. It's an errant dig. It knocks into the net and falls out of bounds. Going over to there to dive and try to save the point was Maddie Abbott. She was unsuccessful. The Hoosiers only down by 1 point.
And what I've noticed on this run for the Hoosiers is they've really cleaned up their play. No miscues thus far, as it's been the Wolverines who've gotten a little sloppy.
It will be number 10, Lundeen, continuing to serve for the Hoosiers. Bounces the ball several times, gathers herself, puts it over. Low serve along the left side, the dig, the set, the tip, the diving save by Harnish, the set. Anderson, the spike, not able to dig it for the Wolverines is number 10, Jenna Lurg, and this set is tied at 15.
And what a run here by the Hoosiers to get themselves right back into the game to try and even up this series at 1 apiece.
7 points in a row, and this set ain't over. Michaela Lundeen, the serve, the dig, the set to the other side, the tip, and a point to the Hoosiers, some sort of violation. You know what went on there?
It looked like it was another one of those where when Crystal Good went to go jump, her foot was on the center line.
Okay, as it stands, the Hoosiers now with a 16-15 lead in this second set. The serve, the dig by the Wolverines, this set, the spike by Knopp, knocked down at the net. They set it back up, try to spike it. It's tipped out of bounds. The Wolverines finally get a point back. The the game now tied at 16-16.
And the Wolverines needed that desperately to get the serve and try to get a little bit of momentum going back in their favor, as we are now within 10 to win this game.
Knopp serving from the left side for the Wolverines. Puts it softly down. Dug by Harnish. The setup for Anderson. The kill right into the middle of the Wolverines formation. And Anderson has really made her presence felt coming from that left side. The outside hitter Anderson has won several points for the Hoosiers, and they retake the lead here in this second set.
And thankfully for the Wolverines, Anderson just came off to get a quick breather. I don't expect her to be out for very long.
Taylor Lebo will serve for the Hoosiers. Bounces off the net. It's dug by Morales. The set and a violation at the net. I think that was number 5, Jasmine McDonald, who knocked into the net while the Wolverines were just trying to set it. Wolverines take the point. We're back tied at 17. Morales will serve now from the right side for the Wolverines. The run up the serve, bounces off the net, still dug, and that was Abby Cole clearly putting her hands over the net, interfering with that Indiana set, and the Hoosiers take that point. So after the Hoosiers comeback, it's been a back and forth set. 18-17, the Hoosiers lead. Serving for the Hoosiers, number 1, Courtney Harnish. It's a soft serve, dug by Morales. The set, the spike blocked, dug back by Morales. The set, Adasia Lambert, dug by the Hoosiers. Set back up, the hit in along the right side. Well-aimed strike by, I think that was number 6, Taylor Lebo. Indiana with a 19-17 lead in this set, and we have another timeout.
And the Hoosiers really have just cleaned up their play, have gotten aggressive once again. The Wolverines back on their heels, and the Hoosiers just kept attacking. And all of a sudden, the Wolverines are down 2 with their backs against the wall, as the Hoosiers only need 6 more points to win this set.
Yeah, it looks like the Wolverines might run away with this match against the Hoosiers. Controlled the first set, controlled the first part of this second set, but the victory train has been derailed for the Wolverines. And that was a really nice shot by Lebo, coming from the back just beyond the 3-meter line on our left side behind the net, and just spotting it in a perfect location.
Fatigue may be setting in also for the Wolverines. As you noted earlier, we haven't seen a number of players, and it has to be around 80 to 85 degrees right now in Cliff Keen Arena, at least in the press box. So a little bit of fatigue could be setting in for the Wolverines.
The Wolverines student section starting to get a go blue chant back and forth with the rest of the crowd, trying to fire up their team. On the court for the Wolverines is Cole, Abbott, Lambert, Scott, Morales, and number 2, Knopp. Serving for the Hoosiers is number 1, Courtney Harnish. Soft serve, dig by Morales. The set, and an instant kill for Abby Cole at the net. The Wolverines back within 1.
And the Wolverines needed that coming out of the timeout, showing off the execution and discipline that they need to win in the Big Ten and to go on further.
Checking in our Mulkey and Warner. Checking out our Scott and Abbott. It'll be Warner on the serve. Down the left side, the dig, the set. The kill is saved by Morales. The set, smashing it well out of bounds, is number 11, Adasia Lambert. That one looked like it almost hit Indiana's head coach, Sherry Dunbar-Cruzen. Indiana wins that point. They now lead the set 20-18.
And it looked like it got onto the outside hand of Knopp, sending it errantly right.
Serving for the Hoosiers now, Kendall Merritt. It's a low one, bounces off the net, a diving dig. The set at the net, blocked down, dug, and hit right into the net by Warner, reaching out with her left hand. It was a tough play for the Wolverines at the net. It got deflected onto their side, but they could not dig that one. The Hoosiers with a 3-point lead now in the set. Merritt serving up 21-18. Big by Morales. It's set by Warner, and the kill at the net by Abby Cole. She turns her hand over and over as in, like, let's do that again. Let's keep that kind of approach up. The Wolverines will need to if they want to fight back in this set.
And Abby Cole is really keeping the Michigan Wolverines in it right now with some very vicious kills.
Serving from the back now, number 10, Jenna Lerg. Puts over, bounces off the net, a diving save by the Hoosiers. The run up, the dig by Morales, could not get that one. It is a kill and a point for number 7, Jessica Leish. Haven't said her name often, but came on for a huge point there for the Hoosiers. Leish will step back and serve for Indiana. They lead this set 22-19.
Michigan has to go on quite a run if they want to have a good chance at winning the second set.
Leish from the right side serves it low. Dig by Morales to save the tip. Indiana digs it. The set, the spike by Anderson, tipped along the net and hit twice by Nawaze. Not able to get it over. Michigan wins the points. They now trail 20-22.
And that was Abby Cole once again on the block. Now she goes back to serve, see if she can't get some points back on offense.
Cole to serve. The dig by Harnish. The set, the spike, and a dig along the right side by Warner goes out of bounds. If she had let that go, I think it would have landed out of bounds. Perhaps an error in judgment, but really you have to react quickly out there.
Yeah, and it's better to be safe than sorry and make a good effort for it there, even though it did not go in the Wolverines' favor.
In this case, Warner's sorry that she tried to play it safe. Owele Nawaze serving for the Hoosiers from the left side. Indiana needs 2 points to win the set. The serve is a low one. The dig, set up by Warner. Knopp, the hit. The diving dig by the Hoosiers. The set, the spike by Anderson. Dig by the Wolverines. Malky back into play. Bumped over by Jenna Lurg. Indiana now a chance. Blocked at the net. A diving dig by the Hoosiers. They have a chance to keep this point alive. It's set back over. Now a set by Warner toward the far side. Malky's hit is blocked. The Wolverines again with a chance. The set, the spike, and it's down for a Wolverines point. A back and forth seesaw rally falls in the Wolverines' favor.
Caroline Knopp finishing off just a beautifully orchestrated set by the Michigan Wolverines, keeping the pressure on the Hoosiers and getting this one to a 2-point game, 23-21. Hoosiers.
It'll be Maddie Abbott serving for the Wolverines. Michigan needs to make up some points fast. Abbott steps up. The ball is dug. Set up. Tapped by Anderson. The diving dig, it bounces off of the fingertips of Crystal and good at the net for the Wolverines and falls for a Hoosier point. That was Anderson showing that touch in the net that you were at the net that you alluded to and winning the Hoosiers a vital point.
And now the Michigan Wolverines, they're back against the wall. Can't surrender any more points. They got to go. They got to rally off 4 straight here if they want to get the second set.
Lundeen the serve. The dig, the set, the tip, and it's down for a Michigan point. Caroline Knopp at the net, keeping Michigan alive. They trail in this set 22-24. They're going to need at least 2 points in a row to prolong this one. 4 in a row would win them the set, but that is a tall order given how Indiana has come together as a team. It'll be Knopp serving from the left side for the Wolverines. Steps up. Puts it over. The dig. The set. The tip. Blocked down. The Wolverines have it. Morales will have to hit it over the net. It's back down. Morales a diving save. It's bumped over. Set up by the Hoosiers. Back up. Anderson the smash. And that one out of bounds. The Wolverines win the point. Anderson a chance to end it. Got vertical, but could not get it straight. A timeout now on the court. Michigan trailing in the set 23-24. This next point could decide a lot in terms of the match.
And the Michigan Wolverines really caught a break there. Amelia Anderson does not miss that shot very often. And also, I thought there were a few times when the Wolverines had it that they could have tried to set something up. It looked like they were a little bit rushed, trying to hurry up and get the ball back over. So, once again, the Wolverines catch a break, and now let's see if they can capitalize on that break or if Indiana can keep their cool.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like Michigan was playing like they had their backs against the wall because they did in that point. But, yeah, I felt like they weren't quite as composed as we have seen them earlier on. They were kind of struggling to make some of the plays. And even on that last point that the last point that Indiana won where the Wolverines had a dig just fall off the fingertips of Crystal and Good. That's a play that the Wolverines were making in the beginning of this game, but things not quite going right. They're going to have to fight through that and win this key point if they're going to keep this set alive.
Very exciting stuff here out of Cliff Keen Arena, though. Really back and forth, and the Wolverines now on the attack, now trying to give the home fans something to cheer about.
23-24 is your score. We are in the second set of this potential 5-set match. Knopp will serve for the Wolverines. The crowd waiting with bated breath on this point. Knopf bounces it many times, comes up from the left side. The serve, the dig by Harnish. The setup for Anderson, the spike dug by the Wolverines. Now a set, the spike for the Wolverines, the dig by Harnish. Harnish over to Lundeen, sets it back up. Anderson knocks it over, bounces off the net. Morales digs it. The setup now, the smash, out of bounds long. That was number 18, Carly Scott, a chance to bring the Wolverines back tied in the set. Missed by a matter of about a foot, and the Indiana Hoosiers will take the set. And that will be a 10-minute break now between sets. The Wolverines and Hoosiers tied at 1 apiece. That was, that could prove pretty huge in how this match turns out. Any thoughts before we go on a bit of a break, Dalton?
The key for the Hoosiers there was the emergence of Amelia
Anderson.
Excuse me, Amelia Anderson. She was a bit silent in that very first set, but the last year's Big Ten kill leader really got a hold, got dug in, got into a groove, and helped the Hoosiers capture their first set.
Wolverines tried to rally at the end, but in the end just could not execute. And, we'll see if they're going to reverse that trend in about 9 minutes. We'll be back with you from Cliff Team. We're going to take a very quick break. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in a bit.
Hold on. All right, yeah, there we go.
All right, now we're live. So, yeah, welcome back to Cliff Keen Arena, WCBN FM Ann Arbor's broadcast of Michigan volleyball. Right now we are tied at one set apiece here at Cliff Keen. Dalton brought us live a little earlier than I would have liked, but we only have a couple minutes before we get back into the action, and I'm sure you guys would rather listen to our few viewers. I'm sure you would rather listen to our voices than listen to empty silence, which is what you would be hearing otherwise. Dalton, just to have a quick recap of what we've seen so far in this match.
Quick recap, the Michigan Wolverines came out, looked sharp in the first set, capitalizing on some very sloppy Indiana Hoosier play. But the Hoosiers in the second set, they started out the same way they did in the first, a bit sloppy, but they got down 15-8, and then they rallied and took the lead 16-15. And at that point, 16-15, it was back and forth. The Hoosiers got a little bit of an edge, and they were able to hold on as Michigan tried to rally from a 4-point deficit to try and send this one into overtime, but they were unsuccessful, and the Hoosiers took the second set.
Yep. The rally came up short because Carly Scott's kill attempt went long, about a foot long, would have tied the set at 24-24 and brought us into, well, free volleyball, I guess, could you call it? I'm not sure what the prices are. I'm sure the tickets are relatively modest fee at the gates.
It was free admission if you presented your football ticket stub today.
Really? Oh, well, that might be why we have so many people down here, and who wouldn't want to turn off for some Michigan volleyball?
What better to do on a Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, say what you want about any of the success of any Michigan sports, but you really can't knock the fans. If once a Wolverine, always a Wolverine, and people are always willing to come out and support a wide variety of sports here. Almost no teams really lack for fans. So we're about ready to get back underway here at Cliff Keen on the court for the Wolverines. Crystalline Good, Abby Cole, Catherine Mulkey, number 2, Caroline Knopp. Looks like Carly Warner, Adasia Lambert in the area. Jenna Lurg checks out for Lambert. And on the court for the Hoosiers right now, number 12, Samantha Fogg, number 3, Kendall Merritt, number 8, Amelia Anderson, of course, the outside hitter who was a driving force in that Indiana comeback and eventual set victory. Number 1, the libero, Caitlin Harnish. Number 20, Awele Nawaze. And number 10, Michaela Lundeen. Carly Warner will serve to open this third set for the Wolverines. Coming from the right side. Bouncing the ball, dribbling it back and forth. Serves a low one, dug by Harnish. Close to the net, the spike. And unable to make the dig is Carly Warner. It's a quick point for the Hoosiers to start that one. It was Awele Nawaze on that right side, smashing it down into the middle. The Wolverines could not control it.
No, nothing you could do there if you were Wagner.
Carly Warner gave her best effort, but could not come up with it. Nawaze now back to serve. Dug the set. The spike by Abby Cole right over the outstretched hands of the blockers at the net for a Michigan point. That was, I believe, Carly Warner on the set after Morales made the initial dig on the serve.
And Abby Cole was very pumped up after that one.
Jenna Lurg back to serve for the Wolverines. Serve is dug. The set, the spike by Anderson, blocked out of bounds for a Hoosier point. Anderson has shown a bit of ambidexterity for the Hoosiers, smashing it with the left or the right hand. Went with the right hand, and the Wolverines could not control that one in bounds. It'll be Lundeen serving for the Hoosiers. They lead this set 2-1. That one dug. The set by Warner. The spike by Cole. Tipped, but not able to save it over there is Michaela Lundeen. The point goes to Michigan. Cole has had 2 kills for the Wolverines in the 2 points that they have won. Abby Cole will drop back to serve now for the Wolverines. Rocking the Mays jersey with Mays shoes. Steps up from the right side. Puts it in. The kill, the set, or the dig, the set, and that was Crystalline Good putting her hands over the net and bringing the point to a swift end. The Hoosiers with the point. They lead this set 3-2.
Good just got a little too greedy there and tried to send it back down, but the refs caught her and Point goes to the Hoosiers.
Jessica Leash and Taylor Lebo check in for the Hoosiers. Lebo will serve, tosses it high in the air with a lot of topspin, smashes it down, and again, out of bounds. You got to wonder why Lebo sticks with this tactic when she's committed more faults than she has put services into play.
Yeah, I want to say the count right now is 3 faults to 1 in play. Maybe she's just not getting enough topspin on it where it dips down and grabs the back line.
Maddie Abbott will serve now for the Wolverines. The set tied at 3 points apiece. Dug by Harnish. The setup by Lundeen. The smash tipped at the net. Set up now. The spike down by Carly Scott and a violation at the net of some sort. You know what happened there?
Not sure what happened there.
Probably feet over the line type of deal. Michigan takes the point as it stands. They lead the set 4 points to 3. Maddie Abbott back to serve for the Wolverines. Puts it over toward the left side. The dig by Lundeen. The set. The spike by Asdell. Tipped. Dug out. And now Carly Scott puts it right in the middle of Indiana's formation for a point. Michigan taking a 5-3 lead right now. Abbott having a string of success as the server for the Wolverines. Smashing the ball into the wood a couple times. Takes her slow run up. Knocks it over. Low. Dug. The set. The spike. The dig toward the back line by Lurg. The setup. And a point to the Hoosiers. I think Crystal and Good might have backed over the center line. They're not sure why Indiana won that point, but as it stands, they did. They trail in the set 4-5. Harnish serving now for the Hoosiers. Puts it over. Dug by Lurg. Set up. The smash. Down for a kill. Crystal and Good moving to her right across the right side of the net. Put that across her body and down into the back left corner. Nothing the Hoosiers could do about that one. Michigan leads the set 6-4. And now it will be Caroline Knope serving for the Wolverines. Tends to serve from that left side. The run up. Taps it over. A diving dig by Harnish. The set. The spike by Asdell is blocked right back where it came from. That was Adasia Lambert at the net for the Wolverines. Wins the point. The Wolverines with a 3-point lead in the set thus far.
And Adasia Lambert just doing a great job getting right back to what the Wolverines did so successful in that first set.
Knope steps up, serves. The dig. The setup by Lundeen. The smash dug out by Morales. Bumped back. The smash there by Lambert. Dug out by Harnish. The set. The attempted kill goes long for number 7, Jessica Leash of the Hoosiers. Michigan wins the point. They lead 8-4 now. Caroline Knope continuing to serve for the Wolverines. Steps back only a few feet in front of the crowd here at Cliff Keen Arena. Runs up. Taps it over. Dug by Harnish. The setup by Lundeen. The hit by Leish. Dug high up into the air. Tracking back. Sending it toward the area. Play as Knope and is bumped back over the net. Heck of a save for the Wolverines. The point still going on. Now the point spiked. Tipped at the line. And now Lambert's spike is blocked right back down into the Wolverines side for a Hoosier point. Heroic effort there by first Knope and then by Lambert to keep that point alive. But the Hoosiers had the advantage and took it in that point. They trail 5-8 in this set. It'll be Kendall Merritt serving for the Hoosiers. A low serve bounces off the top of the net and falls back on Indiana's side. A service fault lends a point to Michigan. They now lead 9-5.
And Kendall Merritt, a player of short stature, only coming in at 4'11", has a real difficult trajectory to get it over the net.
And now the serve by Morales, bump, set, and a spike, but I believe Wele Nawaze might have hit the net with her follow-through on that shot. And as such, Michigan wins the point. Morales, a soft looping serve. Dug out the set, the spike by Nawaze, tipped. Dug by Morales, now the set. Lambert smashes it about 10 feet behind the back line. An errant strike there with the right hand of Adasia Lambert, and Indiana takes the point and takes the serve. They trail 6-10 in the game. We are tied at 1 in sets here at Cliff Keen.
Looked like Lambert just got to that ball a little too early, and she wasn't able to get enough downward force on it as it went sailing out the back.
Now the serve is dug by Morales. The setup, the spike by Scott, tipped at the line. It falls on top of the net and drops right at the feet of Carly Scott, who took her eye off the ball at some point, lost it, and unable to make what should have been a pretty easy dig.
Yeah, Carly Scott just didn't really know where the ball quite was, taking an odd bounce on the top of that net.
Fogg serves. Morales digs the set. The tip by Scott, or by Cole, I should say, almost falls for a point. Dug by the Hoosiers, set over the net. Morales plays it up. Set up for Cole, blocked back into the Wolverines territory. Set up by Lambert. The tip now by Knopp. Tipped at the net for the Hoosiers. They set it up, smash it toward the back left corner, but wide. That one falls out of bounds. Michigan takes the points, and they now lead this set 11-7.
Wolverines doing a very good job just keeping the Hoosiers at bay and just keeping a steady 4-point lead in this third set, which is a real momentum swing in the entirety of the game.
Carly Warner serving from the right side, goes across court. The dig close to the net. The set, the smash blocked down. Indiana digs it back out. They'll have another shot at it. It's Anderson smashing it way long. The Wolverines take that point. They now lead this set 12-7. They're inching slowly away from the Hoosiers in this set, trying to prevent a repeat of the last set.
Anderson really giving it to the ref there. Thought there was a tip ball up front.
Warner serves straight into the net. Conceded point for the Wolverines, now 8-12 in the set. Miscue by Warner, now Awele Nawaze will serve for the Hoosiers from the left side of the court. Takes a long, slow run-up, serves from behind, well behind the service line. The setup, Warner puts it toward the net. It's tipped over by Cole. Indiana can't handle it. Diving and trying to make the dig was Anderson, but Cole able to put that one in an awkward position. Michigan takes the point. They lead the set 13-8.
And London got there for the dig, but the dig was too tough for her to really control, and it went behind her where no other Hoosiers were standing.
Serving from the back line, Jenna Lurg. Low serve, tough dig. Lundeen sets it up. Anderson, the smash, but a violation of some sort. I believe the whistle was blown before that ball landed. Would have been a point for the Hoosiers anyway. As it stands, they take it and now trail 9-13 in the set. Michaela Lundeen serving for the Hoosiers. From the center area, her serve right into the net. The third fault that we have seen in this set. 2 by the Hoosiers, 1 by the Wolverines. They lead the set 14-9, and Abby Cole steps back to serve. Cole ambles up to the service line, puts down the serve. A poor attempt at a dig by Amelia Anderson. Never got that one up in the air. It falls for a Michigan ace for Abby Cole. And now the Wolverines will take a 15-9 lead into the first time out of the third set.
And the Michigan Wolverines, they were in this position before. In the last game, they're up 15-8. The Hoosiers took a timeout and came storming back to eventually win that set. Let's see if the Wolverines can do some adjustments of their own in this timeout to try to prevent another collapse like we saw in the second set.
Now, I'm kind of a stranger to the substitution patterns of a volleyball game, but I got to say, if I'm the head coach for the Wolverines, Mark Rosen, I'm not letting Abby Cole leave the court.
No, Abby Cole has by far been consistently the most outstanding player. While we have seen very good flashes out of Good and out of Knopp, Abby Cole has just always been there for when the Wolverines needed her.
And, credit also has to be given to the likes of Tiffany Morales, who has been a steady presence as the libero in Michigan's formation. You kind of take it for granted that these players will make the kind of digs that she's been making consistently, putting the Wolverines in a position to get more of an attacking shot over. Indiana has botched some of those same types of situations, and as a result, they're trailing in this set. On the court now for the Wolverines, Crystalline Good, number 12, number 10, Jenna Lurg, number 5, Olivia Reed. I think this is the first we're seeing of her today. Number 8, Carly Warner, number 2, Carolyn Knopp, and serving for the Wolverines is number 17, Abby Cole.
And the best 3 players for the Wolverines thus far find themselves out on the floor.
Cole to serve, the dig, the set, and Jasmine McDonald spikes that one directly parallel to the net into the ground on Indiana's side. A miss hit there. The Wolverines take the point.
Yeah, that one definitely just grabbed the outside of her hand. Just nothing she could do with it.
Cole serves again. The dig, the setup by Lundeen. The spike tipped at the net. Dug out by Cole. The set, Good. Tried to smash it down. Tipped again. And now the shot by Knopp at the net. The tip dug out by, Lurg. And now the Wolverines with a shot. Diving effort by the Hoosiers. Bounces off the net and over out of bounds along the left side, the near side to us. Michigan takes the point.
And Michigan just keeps rolling right now, doing a good job, not allowing to what happened to them in the second set happen here in the third.
Cole the serve. The dig, the set, the spike by Anderson, and that one will fall right in the middle of Michigan's formation. Took a little bit off of that one, didn't hit it quite as hard as she could have, maybe for the purpose of controlling it, aiming it toward the perfect spot. Anderson has won the Hoosiers back to serve with a plum. It'll be Lebo serving for the Hoosiers. That one's going to be in, dug by the Wolverines. Warner sets it up, good, taps it over. The dig by Asdell, set up by Lundeen. Lebo, the smash falls out of bounds. Long, the Wolverines take that one.
And on the Lebo serve there, she got more top spin on the ball, and it really shot down once it got, I would say, about halfway across the court on the Wolverine side.
Lurg made the initial dig on the serve, but I got to say, if she lets that go, that serve was going awful close to that back line again. But as you said, better safe than sorry. You said that back in the first set so long ago. Maddie Abbott on the serve for the Maize and Blue. Harnish, the sliding dig. The setup, Asdell, the smash. Dug out. The tip over the net, and a hand hit the net. I think it was a Hoosier hand that hit the net. Michigan takes the point. That was Carly Scott going up, trying to tip it toward the back left portion of the Hoosiers side. But no matter, Michigan wins the point regardless of whether they were going to make the dig or not.
The Wolverines this set. Timeout for the Hoosiers right now, by the way. 19-10 Michigan. But the Wolverines have done a great job responding to those quick plays that they weren't able to in the second set. We saw it in the first set on quick tips, maybe some misdirections. They're able to react quickly and get the ball up in the air to allow for a attempted kill. They weren't able to do that in the second set, but here in the third set, they're doing a very good job keeping the ball alive, giving themselves a good chance at getting a point, and they find themselves up 19-10, only needing 6 more to take the crucial third game in the 5-game set.
No game is bigger than the third game. That is, no set is bigger than the fourth set. But you know what? I'm just going to abandon all hope at saying something that made sense there. You kind of get where I might have been going with it, but I just never got there.
Well, the third set statistically is the most important set. The set that you are currently in is 100% the most important.
That is exactly what I was trying to say, Dalton. Thanks for reading me. I didn't convey it very well in English, but you got that connection up here in this mezzanine overlooking Cliff Keen Arena, the Cliff Keen mezzanine. Maddie Abbott serving again for the Wolverines. They lead this one 19-10. Abbott from the right side, steps up, knocks it over. Dug by Harnish, set by Lundeen. The smash dug out by Lurg. Over to the shot by Caroline Knopp, well long and out of bounds. That was Maddie Abbott with the set for the Wolverines, and Knopp not in a great position to smash that one down. Indiana now trails 11-19.
She was too far back on the attempted smash, and it got inside on her arm.
Harnish sends the serve long for the Hoosiers, and the Wolverines get the point right back. Indiana is going to need some kind of sustained, focused effort, and they've not gotten that so far this set.
Crucial mistake for Indiana there. If they could have rallied and got a few points there, that would have been huge in their efforts to try and claim this third set.
Knopp steps up from the left side, puts it in, the dig, the set by Lundeen, the smash, attempted dig by number 18, Carly Scott for the Wolverines, but Asdell put that one just out of reach. Indiana takes the point. Good kill by Asdell. It'll be Kendall Merritt stepping back to serve from the left side for the Hoosiers. Takes a slow run up, puts it in. Morales digs it right toward the middle. A smash there by Carly Scott. Bounces off of Merritt and goes all the way into the corner of the gym. Scott just put so much power on that Indiana could not return.
And Carly Scott looking very, very good for just a sophomore.
It'll be Morales serving from the right side. Low serve return by Harnish. Set up to Lundeen. The smash blocked back down. Adasia Lambert and Abby Cole both celebrating at the net. Not sure who got the hand to it, but regardless, it'll end in a Michigan point. They lead this set by 10 points, 22-12. Tiffany Morales steps up, low serve, dug out along the right side. The set, the spike down, saved back toward the net by Lambert. Setbacks, Cole the spike. Indiana could not return. And after the Indiana dig, Lambert over toward the left side of the court had to send it back toward the middle, almost sent it real close to the net. A good quick set to Cole, who was able to put it away. Morales now the serve, sets up to Lundeen, smashed by Leish, dig by Morales, back to Cole, who smashes it, tipped. Going back, a tip now by Leish, sets to Morales, back to Lambert, who sends it way long. Missed an opportunity for a kill there. The Wolverines perhaps a little over-eager to end this set as it stands.
And Abby Cole, once again, just showing that she is probably the best player on this team, doing a little bit of everything for the Wolverines.
Leish, the serve. The dig by Knopp. The set by Lambert. Knopp sends it over. Dug out by the Hoosiers. Lundeen sets it up. Anderson, the strike tipped at the net. Dug out by Morales. Sent across the court. Lambert smashes it down. Brings down the hammer on the Hoosiers. And Michigan 1 point away from taking this set.
And the Wolverines really coming out with a vengeance in this third set, realizing that maybe they let that second set get away from them and not letting the Hoosiers steal another one right from under their nose.
Crowd is on their feet. The music being pumped in got real loud. Now it gets real quiet as the players are allowed to focus on the point. Lambert the serve. The dig, the set by Lundeen. Back to Awele Nawaze, and she tips it over the Wolverines front line and down for a point.
Good job by Nawaze to recognize that behind that front line, no one was there until that very back line.
And maybe the Wolverines got caught watching the ball a bit and not so much getting to their designated positions. It'll be Nawaze on the serve for the Hoosiers, serving from that left side. Slowly ambles up, knocks it over. Dig by Morales. The set, the smash by Cole, dug out by the Hoosiers. It goes right back to Knopp, sets it up. Cole, another spike, tipped and knocked down. The Wolverines take the point. The Wolverines take the set. And it was Abby Cole who started things for the Wolverines in that set. And it was Abby Cole who finished things for the Wolverines. We have 3 minutes between sets now. Michigan leads the match 2-1.
And Abby Cole really going out there and showcasing how good of an athlete she is. And I've heard it through the rumor mill, but Abby Cole is being recruited by the Michigan women's basketball team to come play for them next year in her senior year. She would be allowed to do that because of how the sports line up. Volleyball would be a priority while the Michigan basketball team would be playing in the preseason, but she would ease into the team. That 6'5" frame would really help a Michigan Wolverines women's basketball team who this year is actually quite small.
Yeah, I mean, with the dearth of big players, with Saisha Gori going off to play professionally overseas.
Did you hear about her? Her team won the tournament, and she won Most Valuable Player.
Oh, wow.
In her tournament. Good for her.
That's awesome. She was always, I thought, the best player on the court in most of Michigan's games last year. Really a tough presence to handle. Down on the low block. Surprising touch for a player as big as she was. And a player Michigan basketball probably will miss.
Yeah, and if they could really get Abby Cole, I know Abby Cole won her 3-on-3 intramurals last year in basketball. So she has the experience. She was recruited for basketball actually out of high school, but chose her first love, volleyball.
I mean, you can't blame her the way Michigan's been humming with her and the way she's been playing so far, but it's not like two sport athletes are unheard of. I mean, you hear guys playing baseball and football all the time.
Or the football track you also see quite a bit of.
Football track as well. It kind of makes sense that a player would go from one season to another in support of this university.
And it's good for both teams because the track keeps the kids in shape for football and football keeps kids in shape for track.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if the volleyball, because basketball is more skilled, I'd say, than track. So maybe the kind of transfer over wouldn't be as smooth, the transition, but I mean, Michigan needs big players.
One thing you can't teach is height, and Abby Cole has a whole lot of it at 6'5".
I wish you could teach height. I would have taken class after class after class as a kid. I was always one of the short kids. I'm standing at about 5'10" and a half right now, but I'll tell you, I always felt pretty short as a kid. If I could have taken a height class at the university, I'll pay all the tuition, man.
Despite your lack of height and the general WCBN's lack of height, I feel we can be very successful in this year's intramural basketball.
Well, you know, if last Thursday's intramural softball games were any indication, WCBN has what it takes to take over the IM circuit.
What we don't have in height, we do make up in pure athleticism.
Athleticism and, you know, knowledge of the game. When you spend this much time around sports, you just almost by osmosis just become better at sports. Join WCBN. You'll become better at everything. That's my recruiting pitch to you guys. We're about ready to get back underway. Indiana serving from left to right to the Wolverines. We're playing right to left. On the court for the Wolverines, number 7, Tiffany Morales, number 8, Carly Warner, Abby Cole, Deja Lambert, Caroline Knope, and number 18, Carly Scott. On the court for the Hoosiers, number 1, Caitlin Harnish, number 11, Allison Hammond, number 3, Kendall Merritt, number 20, Awele Nawaze, number 9, Megan Tallman, and number 8, Amelia Anderson.
And Michigan really should just look up to keep up their string of fundamentally sound play here to try and win this matchup.
It'll be Hammond serving for the Hoosiers. Steps up, smashes it, tough dig. Morales does it anyway, sends it, and tipped right into the back left corner of the court by Deja Lambert. Is that one? Michigan takes the first point.
What touch by Lambert to not only get it past the up front wall, but also to get it to the players right behind them and get it into that back corner.
Great vision there. Carly Warner serving for the Wolverines. The dig by Merritt. It's a long one, and it's spiked right back down by Abby Cole at the net. The dig for the Hoosiers went a little bit long, and Carly Scott letting her co-blocker feel the love, giving Cole a bit of a shoulder massage after that one. Warner serve a low one right into the net. That'll be the Hoosiers' first point of the set, and stepping back to serve is Awele Nawaze. Nawaze taking her time, serving from the left side. She tends to serve from at least 6 feet behind the service line. Perhaps just gives her the better angle that she desires. Her serve dug out by Morales. The set, the smash by Carly Scott toward the back right end. Great vision to put that one where the Hoosiers weren't. Michigan wins the point and leads the set 3-1.
And in these past 3 sets that we've seen, Scott and Cole have been the main driving force on the kills for the Michigan Wolverines.
Number 10, Jenna Lerg with the serve. It's a low one. Dug, set back into the area. A tip shot falls for a point. Allison Hammond coming up from the back line and making a nice play for the Hoosiers, giving them their second point of the set.
Hammond may be caught sleeping right there as she was just a bit too far back to protect the set.
Serving now for the Hoosiers. Number 9, Tallman. Her serve dug out. Smashed by Abby Cole. Morales to, I believe, Lerg, set it right up for Cole, who, with authority, pounded that one into the wood.
And now every single set we see for the Wolverines is almost exclusively going to Cole or Scott.
Cole serving for the Wolverines along that far side. The set, the tip down, and that will fall for a point. That was Shantae George for the Hoosiers. Haven't seen much of her, but she made a nice play, getting into the air quickly and getting it down before Michigan's blockers could get vertical. 4-3 the score in this set. Wolverines lead. They lead the match 2-1. The serve now from Anderson. A line drive that went long out of bounds. Point goes to Michigan. They now lead this one 5-3. We've seen a fault on either side already in this 4th set. Catherine Malky and Maddie Abbott check in for the Wolverines. Warner and Scott check out. Abbott steps up. Her serve a low one. Dug out by Harnish. The set. The tip by Allison Hammond. Dug out. And now Malky a chance to smash it. She does. It bounces off of the bump of Megan Tallman and into the crowd. A point goes to Michigan. Malky able to put that one out of the control of the Hoosiers.
Tallman could just not corral that Malky blast.
It'll be Maddie Abbott now serving again from that right side. Slow run up. Down toward the center. The dig by Harnish. The set. The tip. Violation at the net. And Indiana takes the point. What do you see there, Dalton?
It looked like Michigan Wolverines got a little bit of the net there on the attempted block.
It'll be Harnish, the libero, serving for the Hoosiers. A soft serve. Corralled by Morales. Sent toward the net and tapped right back down for an easy Indiana point a rare instance where Tiffany Morales did not have full control of her return, didn't set the Wolverines up for a point there, and Indiana with a quick little reply to the Wolverines. Indiana 5 serving 6 here. Harnish a soft serve, dug up softly. The set, the tip. Indiana saves it. Harnish sets it up. The smash by Hammond. The dig by Lurg. The set, the smash by Malky, saved by the Hoosiers, sent back, and now the Wolverines have it again. The set, the hit by Malky falls for a Michigan point.
And it looked like, despite it knocking down for a Michigan point, it looked like there was a net violation there on the Indiana Hoosiers.
As it stands, it would have fallen as a Michigan point anyway, but good eye there, Dalton. Caroline Knope serving for the Wolverines. They lead the set 7-5 from the left side. Dig by Harnish. The set by Tallman. The hit by Hammond. Blocked and out of the reach of any Wolverine player. That was Malky at the net. Got a hand on it, but couldn't stop that one from falling for a Hoosier point. It'll be the 4'11", slight of stature, Caitlin Merritt, serving for the Hoosiers from that back left area. Steps up at the line drive that falls long and out of bounds. Another fault for the Hoosiers, and her height definitely has to be a factor. And
yeah, she just can't quite get the trajectory she needs to be able to pinpoint it when she needs to.
Morales serves for the Wolverines. The dig by Harnish. It's a little heavy-handed. The tip now. The dig one-handed by Morales. It's set up, but that's going to be a point for the Indiana Hoosiers as the Wolverines could not quite get it over in 3 hits.
Abby Cole checks back into this game as Good and Knope, it looks like, are off the floor.
Allison Hammond checks out. Checking in is Taylor Lebo. She's got that peculiar serve where she tosses it about 20 feet in the air. Runs up, smashes it. Morales with the return and some sort of violation at the net. I think
maybe some type of formation violation.
It could be. It also could be that Megan Tallman put her foot over the line. Hard to tell from up here. We don't really have the greatest awareness of what the referee is signaling at any given time. But as it stands, a Wolverine point. Warner now serves for the Wolverines. Harnish the dig. Indiana has to set it up on the move. The smash by Lebo is rejected back down. I think that was Abby Cole at the net with the block and the point for the Wolverines.
Who else would it be at the net?
It'll be Warner serving again for the Hoosiers. Steps up. Dig by Harnish. The set. Smash by Anderson. Blocked right back down. A fist pump from Abby Cole. I think she won that one again for the Wolverines. They lead 11-7, and we are headed into our first timeout of the 4th set. Michigan 14 points away from taking this match.
And on that block, the terrific twosome, Scott and Cole, really just adding combined height with even Carly Scott standing at 6'1", and Abby Cole at 6'5". When they get their arms up, it's going to be tough to get anything by them. And they earn their point. They earn a point for their team.
Indiana starting to wilt under this Wolverines pressure. They were able to mount a spirited comeback in that second set, which is, the only reason that this is still going on here at Cliff Keen Arena, but maybe wilting a bit in the heat of this Michigan attack. It is absolutely sweltering here at Cliff Keen Arena. It's got to be about 80, 85 degrees up here in the press box. To their credit, most of the crowd has stuck it out, although you can see tens of fans fanning themselves with their programs. Maybe the air conditioner is faulty, or maybe they're just not willing to spend the money to air condition this arena, but it's a hot one.
They should at least prop a door open with the fan, as it is quite cool outside.
They got fans going on near the benches, so hopefully the players can stay cool. We're about ready to get back into the way. Warner serves for the Wolverines. The dig by Harnish is near the net. The set, the smash, tough dig made by Knope. And now the Wolverines a chance at it. It is blocked back out of bounds. That was a heck of a dig by Caroline Knope, almost self-defensively digging that one out of right near the ground. They set it over to Lambert, and Lambert's smash was blocked out of bounds. The Wolverines take the point.
By far the most impressive dig of the day for either team.
Served by Lambert, hits the net, but gets over. The dig by Harnish. The smash, the block at the net. Adasia Lambert denying Owele Nawaze for the Hoosiers. Michigan now a 6-point lead in the set.
And once again, this Michigan front line really just taking over.
Carly Warner now steps up, serving from the right side. It's a low serve, dug by Merritt. The smash bounces off the net. The Wolverines able to dig it. Warner sets it up. The smash by Lambert rejected back down, but now the Wolverines set it back to Cole, who sends it down and sends it in for a point for the Wolverines. It just seems like everything that comes off of Cole's hands, it's got a clean release. It gets by the front lines. They just can't contain Abby Cole, all 6'5" of her.
And one big difference for the Michigan Wolverines and the Indiana Hoosiers is whenever the Hoosiers block it, the Michigan Wolverines are able to recover and set and send it back.
The serve by Warner goes long. Good judgment at the back line by Merritt and Harnish of the Hoosiers. They were really considering returning that until the last second. They pulled their hands back, and it falls for a point for the Hoosiers.
Did not miss by much, though.
Noese will serve now for the Hoosiers from that left side. Slowly ambles up, knocks it over. The dig, the set by Warner. The spike by Cole is blocked down. A tough dig made by Knope. And now a smash by Carly Scott falls just inside that back line. A point to Michigan.
And what a combination the Wolverines have in Scott and Cole. I know we've been calling their names over and over again, but that just emphasizes how great of players they are for the Wolverines. And the supporting cast for the Wolverines has been very sound fundamentally, not making many mistakes.
It'll be Jenna Lurg with the serve, the dig by Merritt, the set, the hit by Lebo right into the net, and it falls back on Indiana's side, a point to Michigan. And yeah, as you said, the players we've been mentioning most are the ones with the spotlight on them, the ones at the net, but really everybody doing their job for the Wolverines. Jenna Lurg serves again. That one's going well long. Indiana lets it fly by. A point to the Hoosiers. They trail 6 points to 19. Going to need to recoup this deficit rather quickly if they want a chance in this match. It'll be Michaela Lundeen serving for the Indiana Hoosiers, serving from near the center of that service area. A sliding dig by Morales. The set by Lambert. The smash down by Carly Scott for a Michigan point.
And Carly Scott really just a lot of good things to come from her, as once again she is only in her sophomore year.
Just majestic the way she soared for that set and arced her hand, brought down the thunder on this Indiana Hoosiers team. And now checking into the game for Michigan, number 3, Lindsay Lurg, the senior. Seeing her first action on today's game. She will serve from the left side. Steps it up, puts it down. Lido, her set went over the net and was tapped right back down by Crystal and Good at the net. A poor dig at the other end by Taylor Lee, but Michigan takes the point. They lead 18-9 in this set. And now a timeout. Michigan 7 points away from taking this one.
A real desperation timeout here for the Hoosiers as they try to frantically gather themselves and make a little run to try and push this match up to a 5th set.
And over to our right, the media man already counted chickens before they hatched, but this one really does look like it is going to fall in Michigan's favor. If they were to win this set, which is it looks like they will do, the Wolverines' next game will be, hold on while I check the schedule.
I will let you know, though,
we'll get our I-team on it.
The I-team always really important to the production of these broadcasts.
Yeah, it's hard to know where we would be without our information team constantly online, checking for stats, little fun factoids. Anyway, after this game, Michigan will play their next game at Michigan State on September 30th. That's going to be on a Wednesday? Wednesday, September 30th, they will be playing at Michigan State, and they will come back here to play Michigan State at Cliff Keen at 7 p.m. If that's not being covered by any other broadcast networks, we will have the call for you.
And the Michigan Wolverines, they did lose their Big Ten opener to Purdue, but they did go 6-0 in the non-conference, 10-0 in the non-conference preseason.
Lindsay Lurg to serve. The set, the spike blocked out of bounds. It was Amelia Anderson going up for the Hoosiers. Stumbled a bit after winning that point for them, but got up, threw her hands up. She's okay, and she will serve now for the Hoosiers.
Anderson, once again, this set has been very quiet for the Hoosiers.
Her serve dug out. The setup by Warner. The smash blocked down on the Wolverine side, bounced off of Jenna Lurg. and out of bounds for an Indiana point.
And that's 2 straight points for the Hoosiers. Maybe they'll get something rolling here and try to make this a more closely contested matchup.
Serving now will be number 8, Amelia Anderson again for the Hoosiers. A low line drive set up by Lurg to Warner. The spike, not able to dig that, is number 10, Michaela Lundeen for the Wolverines. Carly Scott with the kill. Michigan with the point, 6 points away from victory.
And Carly Scott decided to halt that run right there at 2 points, getting Michigan the serve back.
Maddie Abbott serving for the Wolverines. Taking her time. Walks up, leaps, serves it down. The dig by Lebo. The set, the smash down by Shantae George at the net for the Hoosiers. Nothing Michigan could have done other than get some hands in the way. They didn't, and Indiana wins the point. They trail 12 points to 19 in this 4th set.
That was an absolute rocket for the Indiana Hoosiers. And like you said, there was no chance. There wasn't even a Michigan Wolverine around where that ball eventually landed.
Looks like some sort of something on the court that needed to be removed in a brief break. And now Harnish serves for the Hoosiers. It's a low serve dug out by the Wolverines. The run up, the hit, and a violation by the Hoosiers. What do you see there, Dalton?
Looked like the Hoosiers got into the net on the attempt to go block up. When they brought their hands up to try and get higher up, it looks like they brushed the net, and that's a no-go in volleyball. Point Michigan.
Crystal Ingood got way up there trying to knock that one over the blocker's hands. Serving now is Canop. The dig, the set, the spike by Asdell, dug out there by Morales. Well done. The set across the net, tipped over at a point to the Hoosiers. Another net violation, do you think?
It looked like maybe some sort of a lift, I was thinking.
Ooh, that's a good call. I think that after Morales dug that one of the Wolverines, perhaps number 14, blanking on the name, but yeah, lifted that up. Now a serve, bump set, spike, dig by the Hoosiers. Lundeen sets it up now. A smash by Lebo, dug out by Morales. The set, the hit by number 6 for the Wolverines, Ellie Davis. A spike, now the Wolverines have it back. Another hit, a long rally going on, and down injured is Caitlin Harnish for the Hoosiers, and that will bring a stop to the rally before it was even completed. Harnish lying down on her right leg. Not sure what the problem is right now, but it killed what was a pretty good rally.
Harnish, when she went for that dig, it looked like when she stepped with her leg, it went out. Wish her nothing but the best. You really hate to see it, especially this late in a matchup. And credit the Hoosiers. They were playing 6-on-5 for the longest time, and they were able to hold off the Michigan Wolverines.
Looks like right now a trainer on the court is working on Harnish's calf, and they're going to have to help her out. She's not able to put much weight on that left leg, but looks like now she's going to be able to walk up under her own power, getting a hand from the crowd around her. But that's a big loss for the Hoosiers. Their libero and their captain going down and almost certainly won't see the court again today.
Really hope that it's just a cramp due to the heat and humidity here in Cliff Keene.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good diagnosis.
And it looks like the trainer is massaging that calf area. So if I were a betting man, I would put my money on a cramp.
Yeah, I'm surprised, the old jaw isn't cramping up here. We've been talking up a storm, working those muscles with, but we've been able to stay hydrated. The Michigan Athletic Department keeps their media venues pretty well stocked with food and drink. We never want for accommodations at the University of Michigan.
No, and everywhere I've been personally has been very good with accommodations. NCAA really treats the press well.
Yeah, and I mean, the snacks are pretty good too. And it can go anywhere from, bags of chips and little granola bars, candy bars to, getting full-on meals at football games. Obviously, you got to go to the more higher profile events to get the real royal treatment as a member of the press, but hard to complain.
When me and fellow WCBN broadcaster Andrew Hausman went to call the Louisville regional baseball games, there was a full meal spread at the end of every broadcast. We had barbecue. We had, I think, Chinese food one night. Nothing but the best.
Oh, man, they do it right down south then. It'll be Merritt serving for the Hoosiers. She's had some issues so far in this match. We're about to get things back underway after the Harnish injury, it seems. Far more solemn atmosphere here at Cliff Keen has overtaken. The ref on the far side talking to some of the officials at the scoring table. Not sure what they could be going over, but that is currently what is causing the delay. With Harnish on the bench, there is a new libero on the court right now for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Looks like the new libero is number 12, Samantha Fogg. This is the first time we've seen her today.
Actually, no, Fogg has played infrequently throughout the match, had a few services, but I think that she might just be looking different to you because she put on a black jersey.
That could be very true.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of her over the course of the last two sets, but she had some action earlier on. But as it stands, we're ready to go. Merritt will be serving on the court for the Wolverines. Ellie Davis, whom we have not seen a lot of, and the rest, the usual suspects. The serve by Merritt is dug, set, and spiked right into the net. Crystal and Good moving to her right as she likes to do, jumping off 1 foot, trying to smash it across the net, but could not get it over. Now a 6-point game here near the back half of this fourth set. Served by Merritt, dig by Morales, set up and a violation there. I thought it was a violation by number 20, Wele Nawaze, but
it definitely looked like a net violation on the Hoosiers as Michigan wasn't even able to set that as they reached across the net and interfered.
As it stands, Indiana takes the point. Merritt serves again. Her serve dug. The set. The hit by Lambert. A beautiful, crushing kill there for Adasia Lambert. Going from the left side, coming up with the right hand and hitting it cross court into an open space. Indiana, no chance.
And in this fourth and potentially final set, the Wolverines have done a good job anytime the Hoosiers started to pick up a little momentum, just smashing it back.
Tiffany Morales serves for the Wolverines. The dig, the set, the smash, tipped at the net, and the Wolverines take the point. What did you see there?
It looked like maybe the Hoosiers on the spike hit the little foul pole.
Yeah, that may well be. Tough dig on the serve by the Hoosiers. They mess about and they hit the ball 4 times. Merritt, hesitant going for it, started the sequence of events for the Hoosiers, and they just never got themselves together. Couldn't get it over the net. Morales wins the point with the serve. 23-15 now, her serve. Dug out by Fogg. Set and hit back over. Spiked right down by Abby Cole, shaking her head as if to say, that's not getting by me. You can't bring that into my house.
And that was the easiest by far for Abby Cole on the blocks.
Morales serving for the game. The dig by Merritt, the set, the smash, blocked right down. But I think that was blocked down on the Wolverines side of the net. Indiana takes the point. They trail 16-24. They need 8 straight points to keep this one alive, at minimum. So Taylor Lebo on the serve, throws it high up into the air, smashes it right into the net for a fault. Lebo's 4th of the match, and that is what's going to end the match here at Cliff Keen Arena. Michigan takes a 25-16 victory in the game and a 3-1 win in the match.
They also earned their first victory of the Big Ten Conference season, and couldn't have came in a more convincing fashion because even the set that they did drop, I know they feel that they let that one get away after being up 15-8.
Certainly seems that way. Michigan, after a bit of a mental lapse, maybe a physical lapse, after a spirited Indiana comeback, able to recoup themselves mentally, steel themselves against what appeared to be an Indiana charge after that 10-minute break after the second set, came back with renewed focus and vigor, and able to take home the last 2 sets with relative ease. Dalton, any final thoughts on this game? Star players, obviously Abby Cole.
Yes, obviously, player of the set has to go to Abby Cole. She just did everything the Wolverines needed. She was blocking up front. She was spiking. She had the only ace of the match out of both teams, and Abby Cole earns that nod for me by far. And real quick, if anyone wants to hear a unique take on sports opinions, a little bit of comedy mixed in there, check out Riding the Pine with Dalton Pataki and the Benchworms. You can find that by searching Riding the Pine on SoundCloud.com.
Well, it wouldn't be a WCBN broadcast without another shameless plug. I'll end this by plugging the Daily Sports Report. We'll be talking about, well, mostly Michigan football on Monday, but we might mention some volleyball too. Hash out of it, Dalton will be hosting, so we'll see where that goes. But as it stands, that's all that we have for you tonight from Cliff Keen Arena. Thank you so much to those of you who have tuned in. For Dalton Pataki and WCBN Sports, I'm Morris Fabry, wishing you a good night and a go blue.